Coming up on today's episode, good Thursday afternoon to you all, YouTube. It is 3:34 now in the PM. I am at the bench once again. You can see this device here is still on the bench. Well, yes, it is. But this is going to be mostly about the cameras. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell it or not, but I am not using the Canon that I usually use for this job. I am using the Samsung. I believe the number is WB250F, I think, something like that. I'll flash up the actual number if that's not the correct one. But I have this camera that I'm testing out right now, and I have the other one, which is a Nikon Coolpix S6100. And I have these. I did all the charging of them last night and did some short test videos to make sure I could download the footage and all that stuff. And turns out I can. So that's what I'm doing. Now this particular camera I'm using is has a 20-minute recording limit, and it should be in 1280 by 720 or 720p as it's more accurately called, I guess, resolution. I did also get this camera in today. This is the JVC, and I don't know if I got the number. Let's see. GZHM65BU. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there it is. And that's what this is. It arrived with a dead battery, so I have no means of charging it, and I have ordered a AC adapter for it. And that should be coming shortly. So that's that. I also have a Sony HDR CX160 in the other room, and it is charged, but I won't be using that for this video. I plan on doing a very short update on this to show you that it is in fact working as it is designed to, I guess I should say. Now I do have one little problem, and I don't know how you can see it, but this here doesn't act quite correctly, and I don't know exactly how to fix it because it's not down far enough, for one thing. I mean, I've had it both ways, and you can't put it on the other side because that doesn't do anything. Now, if I turn the what do you call it, to play, you'll see that it moves down to the tape, and you see that happen like that. Now, that's also made it to where it's not going to work until I tighten it up just a little bit. Maybe a little bit more. Oh, well, I guess it might help to have it turned on when I do that. Let's try that again. I'll put it in play, and there you go. You see it takes off. It kind of takes a second or two for this to move, and that's not the way this is designed. This is supposed to be an instant shut-off so that your tape doesn't ravel on this, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so that is play. There is going to be no audio for this because I don't have that hooked up to test. I have some, now you can see what happened as soon as I turned it off. It will need to be spooled back up again there like that. But anyway, I have some test tapes coming. I think I had ordered 9 of them. I got a fairly good deal on them, and they have not been shipped yet. I've asked the seller as to why it hasn't been shipped, and he hasn't got back with me as of yet right now. So it is 3:38 and on Thursday, so I emailed him this morning and asked him about that because I got an email from him, which kind of made me mad a little ways. It said the item had been, gave a tracking number, and the item had been taken to the post office. Well, if you look at the tracking number, it clearly states that the item has not shown up at the post office yet. So obviously they can't very well ship for something that they don't have. So that's that. And so we're trying to just decide exactly what the problem is there. And that's that. Now, as you just saw, play works fine. We're going to put it in fast forward now. I'll turn you over just a little bit, see what I'm doing over here. you can see I'm pushing. Now this, when the all the bezels back on and all the things that's supposed to go on there, this will have a button here. But for right now, you just press that in, and then you put it in play, and you can see that does function, and it functions well. So when I turn it off, I'm going to have my hand on the stop here, just in case. But so you can see I stopped it myself, because if you don't, then it, like I said, it just keeps going. So I've got to figure that part out, but other than that, the fast forward does work, and it works fine. Bob and I got on here. I'm going to turn the power off a second, and we're going to put it back into fast forward, and I'll show you, in case you didn't see it. You remember that the last time we looked at this, the fast forward had the pads against the heads, and now you can see there's a good bit of space there, and in fact this holds it out just a little bit. And there is no you know, pressing against this idler pulley here, pinch roller, or whatever you want to call it. So that lets it just freely go in there. Now, I still don't think I have it correct as far as the amount of, you can see there's not very much there. And I think it's got something to do with this adjustment here. I may adjust that, but this at least is over far enough, and it should be a problem. And I'm going to show you the way I fixed this was to move this head deck as far that way as I could and tightened it down. And I don't know how you can tell it, but it actually still needs to go down a little bit, and that will help a lot. But for right now, I had to fight another object underneath here, and it's hard to see, but I may try to get it down a little bit further than it is, and that should adjust it a little bit more. But basically, it's this adjustment here on the thing here that does all this. I don't know how I can do it, but we'll try. So you can see how that opens that up when I move that a little bit. And the further up on this ramp it goes, the more it makes the difference. And just moving that short bit made that much difference to where this does work, at least. So, you know, that's good. Happy about that. And that is good. Now, we already knew it was working in Rewind. I've shown you that before, but I'll do a real quick rewind show and tell. You can see it does work that way. And again, see what I got to do here. I think that's fine. In rewind, you don't have to worry about the brake, obviously. But there you go. That you can see all the functions are working now. Everything is as it should be, other than the fact that I maybe have some fine-tuning to do on this yet. But at least I know now that it does work and what makes it work. So that's the important part of it. Now, on to the cameras. Again, we are using the Samsung WB250F, I believe, is the number. And so, again, I haven't really tried much of this functionality. I'm going to move in a little closer on this and just see what I can see as far as close-up. Now, that's probably about 6 inches from the subject here, right there. And so I don't really have a way of getting it any closer than that. The way this is working right now, my what do you call it's hitting the stop on it, so I can't really get any closer than that. So again, that's pretty close. I'm happy with that. I mean, I can see it, and it works just fine. And like I said, I can tilt it down the way I usually do with my camera boom. But so there you go. That's a good look at the. And you know, you'll get a better look at this as we go along, because I'll be using this more and more on different things outside, inside, and the like. But I just kind of wanted to bring you back around for the demo of the tape deck, that it is exactly, or working as exactly it should work, or at least as much as it can work that way, I guess. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm almost at the 10-minute mark. I'm going to switch to the Coolpix Nikon, and we'll continue on from there. Now, I believe that camera is good for 29 minutes, I think. I think that's the way it's set up. So anyway, and when I say that, it's like some of the other cameras I have that I believe the Sony was that way, would only record so long and then shut off. And that's just the way cameras are designed, and there's not much you can do about it. So, all right, let me switch cameras, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back as promised. We are on the Nikon Coolpix S6100. I wanted to give you a close-up of this one because I did the other one. Not a close-up, but you know what I mean. A look at it. It's in a really good shape. It doesn't have the little band that comes with it. And I've got I left the door open there when I was playing with it. But it's in really, really good shape, and I'm really pleased with it. There you go. The number is WB250F. And there's the bottom of it. And again, I'm very pleased with the quality of the camera. So, you know, it was a pretty decent camera. So, happy with that. Very happy. And again, there's their look at the same subject. I'm going to go in the same distance with this camera. That's the same exact difference because I'm up against the stop of the camera boom. So you can see pretty well that I am doing just what I said I was doing. Now, according to what I'm reading here, and I don't think that's correct at all. Okay, I see it's counting down. I didn't realize there's a counter on the bottom of it. It says 11M0S. Now it says 1058, 1057S. And so it's counting down the amount of recording time, I think is what it's doing, which is a handy feature, actually. So that's not bad at all. Now, this camera probably will do better outside. Now, this again is 720p, same as the Samsung. And I just kind of want to give you a comparison of the two cameras as far as how they look and what they look like in recording. And you know, it's not bad at all. I'm pleased with both of them. Like I said, now this is the maximum resolution for this camera in movie recording. I think it's a 16 megapixel camera, I believe, but it does have a better photo. I guess it's a Nikon. It should have better photo than video because it's not really, Nikons are not really known that much for video recording, I don't think. And let me see if we can look outside, see if there's something out there that might look decent to this camera. So there you go. There's an image of that. And again, it's not the world's best image, but it is an image nonetheless. So very happy about that as well. And I think this camera, as well as the Samsung, will come in handy for recording here at the bench, as well as outside. Now, the other camera, the Sony HDR CX160, I believe, it's a different animal. It's a camcorder style like this. It's very similar to that in the style of it. And, you know, it's one of the ones where you open up the lens door, or what do you call that, and it turns the camera on. That's the same way this does as well, but with the dead battery, it won't come on. So, like I said, now the other one, it does have two batteries with it, and it is in better, well, really good shape actually. And I was pleased to find out how good a shape it was in, and so very happy with it. I'm thinking it will come in handy. I'm going to take, for this this video, I'm going to show you a sample that I found online of this zoom capability of the Sony camera that I will be demoing next video, hopefully along with this one, because those are more more comparable, because they're both camcorders, and I thought that would be the way to do it. And I've also got another camcorder around here somewhere, and I don't even know what kind it is. It's been so long I forgot what it is. Haven't used it, but anyway, like I said, what I'm going to do is do that then. But I do want to show you this video I found online, because it impressed the heck out of me, showing the zoom capabilities of this camera that we're going to be looking at next time. You can see in the clip that I show, it takes a back, in other words, a normal shot of where it's sitting at on the tripod, and then it zooms into a billboard that this guy said I think was about 2 blocks away. And you can see in the picture, the first picture, you cannot read anything except for the very large print on the billboard. And then he zoomed in to look at the fine print, and you could read it. And I thought that was very, very well showed the capabilities of the camera. So, and that's what we will be looking at there. So, again, that's one of the things I want to do. Probably we'll do this outside, maybe take it to the park or something like that, and see exactly how it looks. And I think that would be an interesting comparison. Now, like a lot of these camcorders, you have the ability, and this is the JVC is the same way, you have the ability to use the AC adapter plugged into the camera to record longer videos. In other words, most of the length of the time that you're able to record with these is limited by your battery, which on this one is right here. And I think most of the ones that are this style have the battery in the back like that. I know the Sony does as well. So again, I know my other camera does that. The other camcorder I have is the same way. That's how you may remember back when I was doing the 3D printer, getting that set up. I was using that a lot then, and I had it plugged in to where I could just keep recording, and that was very, very handy indeed. I think I only have a very small 2 gig, I think, card in this camera here that I'm using now, the Nikon, and I probably will upgrade that. I believe this one has 8 gig inside. That I had one full-size SD card, and I think I used it was 8 gig, and I think I used that in here. So I have bigger cards that I can put in this one, and if it needs it, I will. But for my shots, usually, I don't very much go over the camera's limit. In other words, like on that Sony, whenever it would click off or whatever, I would just come back and say, oh, the camera clicked off, and that's the end of this video, or this clip, or whatever. So that's probably what I'll do with this. I can see I have a little over 5 minutes left on recording time, which it's all right. I'm going to try to get a full amount of recording time in here. One of the things I got in the mail yesterday was this. These are power jacks for our kits. We found a fairly decent price on them out of China, and I think I ordered 100 of them, and those will come in handy. Those are the same jacks that we use about for all the different kits that we develop. So I thought, you know, it's best to buy in quantity. If I had the money, I think they had a 500 quantity that you could order, and that would have been the way to do it, because like I said, I'm trying to find these different things that we use a lot of, that being one of them. We use a lot of 2N3904 and 2N3906 transistors. We use a lot of 1N4148 diodes. You know, things like that we use a lot of. I'm trying to get quantity orders if I can and have them on hand, and I think that's the way to do it. So also next time, like I say on this, to probably put this out completely, and I may do some more cleaning yet on this, I don't know, but I'll have hopefully those tapes if the guy gets on the sticks and actually mails them, and I will have a demonstration of the audio if there is any of this, and I have of course my bench amp. I can plug it into there, and we can tell if the stereo works, because these are all stereo tapes. I'll flash up a picture of the collection I bought, and you can see and see what I did buy, and so that's going to about do this one here, because I see I have a little over 3 minutes left, and I think what I'm going to do is, like I say, other than what I've told you already, is say that's about it. There's not much else to say. Again, I'll be doing this, and hopefully this turns out as well as I hope it will. I'm just now looking at something on here. Okay, that's on the... I looked at these dots here, and I'm thinking, is that on the screen, or is that on the... because they look like just like dust dots on the lens is what they look like. But no, they're okay. So, all right, that's going to do me. You guys, like I said, this will be a short video, I guess. I don't really know exactly what it'll be, but it just kind of meant to show you the capabilities of the two of the cameras I got. And like I said, we'll continue that part of it next time, and hopefully we'll have some more media, I guess is what you call it, tape media, to play an actual sample of this and have it come out the bench amp speakers, because this is a tape deck now. It requires an external amp. It doesn't have speakers, anything like that. So, all right, that's going to do me. Like I said, I'm starting to repeat myself, and I don't like doing that. So, this one has an 18x. I just now seen it down at the bottom. 18x zoom, I assume. And I didn't even get to try that, so maybe next time we'll play around with that too. But I imagine this one's got a zoom too, and I didn't even think about that. Let's see if it does. Oh yeah, there you go. It does have a zoom. How about that? Alright, that's good. Not bad, not bad. Alright, so like I say, I'm going to get off here. You guys have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya!